Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. If this, I think I'm going to have to start doing my live stream outside, man, for better reception. All things in the building. Ray Patterson, what's up? I accidentally put this live stream up for 9 o'clock when I meant for it to be up at 8 o'clock. So it's probably going to take some people some time to come on in here, man. So I'm just going to wait, be patient, sip my coffee, talk to myself for a couple minutes because I didn't do what I was supposed to do, which is put this live stream up a little bit earlier, man. So anyway, what's good with y'all as y'all coming in the door? It's at 8 o'clock, not 9 o'clock. We'll wait for y'all to come on in the building, man. Come on. As y'all come on. What's up, Virgil Wembley in the building? Said, what's good, Fanon and chat heads? Hey, man, Virgil, I'm gonna have some good time talking this morning, man. I think I should have fun today. It should be fun today because I am thoroughly convinced that Turki Alashik is getting out of boxing. I've been seeing Tank, don't, for, what are you talking about? I don't know what that means, Kai Smith. Well, we got 71 people in the building. Come on, leave a comment in the comment section. Hit the like on the way in so I know you're here, man. Announce yourself up, man. What's up, Mag? Chilling, bro. Is it over for Tank? No, it's not over for Tank. Dude, I'm going to throw you out right away, okay? See you later, dude. I'm not doing that, okay? But you have a nice day, dog. Wayne Weatherspoon said, Grand Risings, Fanon, Philadelphia in the building. Shout out to Philadelphia, brother. Puerto Rico, hey, Puerto Rico. What's going on to my guy, Robin Soto in the building? Ricky Williams, what's going on, man? Chris Rossi in the building. What up, man? Never mind, I hate fruitcake. What up, man? Oh, Torrent Miller said, what's good? It's 9 a.m. here in Miami. Shout out to Miami, man. Look, man, I had something really. I'm waiting for Fahim Sator to come into the building, man. Indianapolis, Indiana. Shout out to Naptown, bro. I was just waiting. I was just watching a show that was supposed to be filmed in Indianapolis or based in Indianapolis. The what was it? Mike Epps. That show Mike Epps is in, man. Cause hey, what's up, Kareem Hassan? He said, "What's up, Fanon? Bit fam? Been a while. Been listening. And you still 100. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man." Leon Robinson in the building said, "Love your show. What's up, my brother? Have a great day. Thank you, dog. Appreciate you, man." Kevin Parker said, Tank forever, Baltimore. Kevin, what up, man? David Toussaint, shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, man. Darius, you are the real deal, bro. Darius, you are the real deal, bro. Appreciate you, man. But you must have got some Kerr news if you waiting on Fahim. Well, nah, man. No, listen to me, man, because I got to tell you something funny, Andy Gill. Andy, you know that channel that is always calling me Fagnon? Like this, let me tell you something, dog. Little dude, you have got to be the biggest bitch I've ever met in my life, bro. This dude, Coach Malachi, I'm going to say his name. This dude called me Fagnon for like 3 straight years, bro. I never said a fucking word to this dude. Never. I left it alone. Oh, this dude called me an FAG, kept saying it. I left the shit alone, right? And then one day, I got sick of it. And guess what I said, bro? I called him a name. I called this dude a name. Now, I'm not going to say the name that I called him, but just assume, just think of the Little Rascals. Do you know the little black kid in the Little Rascals? I won't say his name, but there's a little kid that was named after some cereal. There was a little black kid that was named after some cereal. So basically what I did was I started saying that you look like that little dude. And then I started calling him things, telling me look like a monkey, shit like that. You know what I mean? I actually sat down and said, let me say something that's going to hurt this dude's feelings. I knew it would hurt his feelings because at the end of the day, say Malicious is 5'2", 225. He's a waste of time for 9. Dog, let me tell you something. That dude ain't no 225. That dude is about 140 fucking pounds. That nigga's about, you mean he's 125? Maybe. I don't care. Let me watch this shit. Oh, Champside says Uncle Phil. Champside can, let me tell you something. Champside, nigga, you're gonna be 10 feet under, bro. You need to be fucking careful, Champside, talking about me, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, Champside, you better calm your ass the fuck down, bro. Okay, Champ? Little man, you better calm your ass the fuck down talking about me, dog. I don't even be listening to you, nigga, but you better calm your little ass down. Okay, I ain't your uncle. Anyway, so This nigga complains, somebody complained that that's a hate crime. This nigga accused me of hate speech because I responded to this guy for him calling me gay about 9,000 times, bro. Turki Alashik is too little, bro. Let me tell you, Chris Rossi banned. Let me tell you about Turki Alashik. Turki Alashik's getting out of boxing, bro. I'm telling you right now, Turki Alashik is getting out of boxing. I've already got the word. Turki Alashik is not going to be investing in U.S. boxing like Turki Alashik was investing in U.S. boxing because Turki Alashik has not made any money, and there is no path for Turki Alashik to make any money in the United States. Turki Alashik is going to lose money as long as he's in the United States, and my sources tell me that Turki Alashik knows this, and that's why certain fights are going to purse bid. Did you notice that the Sabril Matias fight with Dalton Smith is going to purse bid? They don't have the money. Matchroom Boxing does not have the money to offer fighters money now. Now they got to go to purse bid. Turki Alashik is not. No, seriously, I just want to let you know that that they complained about that shit. I want to let you know that little dude who sat there and talked shit about me for year after year after year after year, and I never said anything to you, you little midget, and then you complain about it? You are soft as baby shit, dog. I knew as soon as I said something to you to hurt your feelings, you would get all in your fucking feelings, bro. You are soft as hell, dog. I just want to let you know, bro, between me and you, Malachi, you are soft as shit. How are you going to complain about one joke I tell about you? I say one joke about you, and I meant to hurt your feelings, bro. I said it to hurt your feelings. And you know what, bro? You sit there because I'm good looking. You want to call me GAY all the time because I'm good looking, because I'm pretty. You want to call me an FAG. Like, nah, nigga. The women like me, bro. I don't like dudes. The women like me, bro. You the nigga that women don't like. Okay, you're the little short nigga that women look right over the top of your head, nigga. They look right by you, don't even see you. They just walk right by you. Where'd that little nigga go? Where that little down there? You, bro, are a big ball of insecurity, bro. And as soon as I hit your ass, right where it hurts, bro, I'm better looking than you, bro. So I decided to use the fact that I'm better looking than you against you. You got to have braces and shit, dog. I don't need no braces. I can have a crooked tooth, still get women, nigga. You short, gotta lie and crack jokes. Anyway, I just want to let you know, soft ass. I just want to let you know, softy. I just want to let you know, softy. You're a softy, bro. All that shit talking you do about all these people, bro, and you want to claim a black man did hate speech. Hate speech? I'm black. I'm black, and you claim hate speech. Because I say that you not looking, dude, you are ugly. Okay, you're not a good looking dude. It's just what it is. That's why you got to that's why you got to spend all your time cracking jokes. That's why you had to learn how to joke and make people like you with these little stupid jokes you tell. And so you can be the center of attention, making fun of everybody else because you're short. That's what little short niggas do. Little short niggas get picked on because they're short all the time, and they learn to crack jokes. They learn to make fun of everybody else to get the attention off of them. Malachi, I'm going to say you by name, bro. You are the softest little nigga I've ever seen in my life, bro. How can you talk all that shit about everybody named mama, but then as soon as somebody says something to you, you want to get all in your feelings and get mad about it? Yeah, that little nigga. Because I called him because I said he looks like that character on The Little Rascals. That's because I said he looked like that character on The Little Rascals. This dude got mad about that shit. Got mad as hell about that shit. No, you can't. Don't say it. He don't want to. Hey, he does not want to be called that word. Do not call that man that word. I will never call that man that word again. But that dude, literally, these bums go and hire artists to make pictures of me. They do all kind of shit about me, bro. You soft ass niggas didn't want to get me on the first thing that you think you can get me on. Some bullshit like hate speech. You call me gay like 50,000 times, bro, and that ain't hate speech, dog. You are a soft ass little nigga, bro. I just want to let you know, bro. Sorry about that. This dude, Coach Malachi, want to get mad because I said he looked like what he looked like, bro. That's what you look like, bro. That's not my fault that you look like that, bro. You look like that. All right? You the one that shows your face. I'm not the one that showed my face. Nigga, if you want to make fun of a nigga, you better make sure you got that you're not going to get mad when they say something back to you, dog. You can crack jokes, but you can't take no jokes. You can't take a joke, dog. You can't take a joke. Oh, you're going to be, I bet you have a lot of jokes for me today, though. I bet you're going to have a lot of jokes today, huh? Because I finally said your name, you little midget. Is midget a protected group for me to call you a midget? You little midget? You a little midget, dog. Is that, I'm sorry. Is you're gonna try to flag me? You're gonna call the cops on me because I called you a midget? Nigga, you are a midget. You're 5'2", bro. Grow up. Oh, I'm sorry. Too late to grow up. I would tell you to grow up, nigga, but you ain't got no more growth spurts in you, little nigga. Anyway, Fanon, I really think these boxing content creators are bothered by your boxing knowledge and how intelligently you represent it. No, Virgil Wimley, these guys are paid off by corporations. They're not real content creators. They're not real content creators. That guy is paid to insult me. He is paid to do it. Somebody asked him to do this. That little midget nigga did not do this on his own accord. What he did was he's working with the box. Damn, I hate this shit. I got to move this up. Like, seriously, bro. I'm going to stop putting my hands there. I just want to let you know that, dog. You guys are paid to insult me. And the one time that I insult you back, your bosses try to use that as a way to get me off their asses. Let me tell you, I'm on your boss's asses. I am on your boss's asses. And look at me, little Negro, little man. I'm going to make sure they don't have no more money to pay you after about next year. Their budget is running out. You guys can't even get, you got what's that man's name? Eddie Hearn going to purse bid. These dudes don't have enough money. These dudes don't have enough money to offer Jaron Ennis's opponents any money. They don't have any money. Okay? So let me tell you right now, I'm going to get into the comment section of this. And please, this is the beginning of the month. Please help me out so we can make the goals this month for the channel. Because these guys really don't want me around. So I'm going to make sure that I work extra hard to stay around. And I'm going to make sure that I don't insult anybody. And I make sure that I never again call a black man something that is derogatory towards black people. Because I have to admit, bro, you are the caricature of what's wrong with black people, little dude. You're a sellout little clown. That's what you are. You're a sellout little clown that makes jokes. You do what Massa tell you to do, and you crack jokes and try to make everybody happy, bro. Bro, I'm not off my game. This is my game. This is my game. This ain't off game. This is 100% on game. This is what I do every day. Please, I don't even know who you are, Thomas Perkins, for you to tell me not to get off game. I've literally I don't remember seeing your name before, bro. If you've been around, you've not been around for a while. No, don't worry. I'm going to be around. I know the system, bro. It's not the first time somebody's complained about me. I know the system. But anyway, let's get to this. Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul are forcing Turki Alashik out of the U.S. Yes, they are. And let me tell you why they're going to force Turki Alashik out of the U.S. Because Netflix, listen to this. Netflix paid money to Jake Paul and MVP to put on a fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with this, because I'm going to explain to you guys why all you little YouTube channels that are getting this money from these people, you better go find a new boss, bro. You better go find somebody else to pay you this money, bro. Okay? You better find somebody else to buy your merch from you, man, because they fitting to switch up on you dudes, because we're going to drive you niggas out of business. Let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to drive you out of business. Our business wing is going to drive you out of business without a doubt, because you guys keep playing around and you kept playing around and you kept playing around. Now, remember this. Netflix is paying Jake Paul millions and millions and millions and millions and tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars for them to put that fight on Netflix. Turki Alashik had to pay Netflix to get on there. He has to pay Netflix to put Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez on Netflix. He had to pay for that. Can anybody tell me the significance of one guy getting paid for it and the other one having to pay for it? That means that Jake Paul can use Netflix anytime he wants, and he's going to make money. Every time Turki wants to be on Netflix, Turki's going to have to pay for it, which means he's going to lose money. Right? DAZN has been losing money for over 5 years of doing nothing but losing money. Turki Alashik has been doing nothing but losing money. And the time is ticking on that, because they had hoped that after they spent enough money that they would start being able to make money. But the problem is that Turki Alashik has some very powerful enemies in the United States. They have some very powerful enemies in the United States. Turki Alashik has people in the business world that want nothing more than for him to fail. I want to know how you guys are going to be successful and make any money when the most powerful businessmen in the country want you to fail. I want to know that. So, like I said, and I maintain this, Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul are forcing Turki Alashik out of the United States. They're forcing him out of the United States because Turki Alashik has made enemies of people that are more powerful than he is. Turki Alashik cannot go to Donald Trump and work this out. Because you remember how people used to say, oh, he'll go to Donald Trump and Donald Trump will work it out. No, there are people that do not like Turki Alashik that can make Donald Trump do what they want him to do. Let me put this way. There are people in the United States that can make Donald Trump do what they tell Donald Trump to do. And the people that have enough power to tell Donald Trump to do what they want Donald Trump to do not like Turki Alashik. You have made you guys, and I'm telling you, you have done it. All of you guys have been running your mouths. All of you guys that have been talking all that smack. All of you dudes trying to run people's names down. You didn't know whose names you were running down. You didn't know who the people that you were talking to were. But yet you were out there screaming at the top of your lungs, making videos on these guys, lying on these guys. And now they don't want Turki to have any money in the United States. Why do you think Netflix turned them down until they decided to pay money to Netflix? Netflix didn't even want them on there. Yeah, if you pay me some money, sure, you can have it. But they put him out originally because of the arrogance of Turki Alashik. So what are you guys going to do? Now, let's be honest. You guys know full well that they're not buying anywhere near the amount of views they used to buy for you guys, because that costs money. That costs money to have those server farms run all those numbers for you. That's why your numbers are going down. Come on, be real. You're talking about Donald Trump's donors, the people who fund his campaign. Bro, do you know who I am? Let me throw you out of here. You don't have no idea who I am. Thank you very much. You can be quiet. I am the donor class, homie. We give all kind of money to Donald Trump. We gave all kind of money to Donald Trump the first time he ran. My brother is a huge backer of Donald Trump. What are you talking about? My brother's on a first name basis with Donald Trump and is one of the biggest contributors to Donald Trump. What do you mean? Get real. Do you not know who I am? Oh, I forgot. You don't know who I am. That's why you think it's wrong. Oh, what do you mean? We're talking about his donors. Bro, you're looking at his donors. You are looking at his donors, bro. You are looking at his donors. Who are you talking about? My brother was supporting Donald Trump over Joe Biden the first time. What do you mean? You better Google me. I already told you to Google me. You don't want to Google me. You just want to talk. Like I said, Turki Alashik, I'm telling you guys flat out, you guys had better plan on Turki Alashik pulling out of the United States and him drawing his money back. And guess what? You better also plan on Eddie Hearn and those guys focusing much more heavily on the UK than they used to focus on the United States, bro. We can't stand Trump. We will never support him or anybody like him. Look, bro, let me tell you how politics work. People with the money support both sides. People with the money support both sides. Both sides. You don't go into an election supporting one side or the other. You go into an election where both sides need you. At the end of the day, it didn't matter whether or not Kamala Harris won or Donald Trump won. To me, it doesn't make a difference who wins. I'm going to get on either way it goes. Thank you very much. And you better believe we will support candidates on the Republican side. We will support candidates on the Democratic side. Absolutely. To make sure our interests are taken care of on both sides. You guys don't understand politics, bro. I don't even hardly vote. The only time that I get involved in politics is with my money. I don't even like to vote because I'm like, man, I don't want to vote on one guy or the other. I want if Donald Trump wins, I'm good. If Kamala Harris wins, I'm good. That's the goal. That's what you want to get to. Trust me, bro. I know this politics stuff. I know these politicians. I've been doing it for a long time. Kamal Oz said, not a fan of the two-party system, but the good thing Trump is doing is securing the border and not allowing tens of millions of illegals to pour across the border. And see what you got. And here, Kamal, to that point, you have to understand that you have to care about issues. And they look at it from an issue. That's why, like, say, for example, the country with the blue star, the country with the blue 6-point star, they support Democrats and Republicans. They support local politicians, state politicians, national politicians. It doesn't matter. Their interests are going to be reflected in any politician and every politician there is. That's what they do. But guess what? I'm better at it. I'm better at it. I know for sure these dudes ain't going to turn on me. I know they're not going to turn on me because if they turn on me, that's not going to look good. You know what I'm saying? So we don't worry because they ain't got muscle like we got muscle. An issue, and we all fall down. What is this? Joe Biden's son is Shizzle. Donald's daughter is the Shizzle. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Chris Rock. Chris Rossi. Oh, no, I get you. Look, Virgil Wembley, I voted for Kamala Harris. I definitely voted for Kamala Harris. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. But my brother is a libertarian. My brother's a libertarian. So my brother supported Donald Trump. The first election, he probably supported him in the second election too. Supported the Democrat. We do it all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's what it is. Anyway, so I just want to let you know, bro, these guys are sick of losing money. And Turki Alashik is not performing well. Turki Alashik is coming under pressure within the Saudi Arabian government because Turki Alashik has a very bad public reputation. See, when you're sports washing, and this is something Turki Alashik didn't understand. When you're sports washing, Turki, people have to like you, Turki. If people think you're a dictator, Turki, that's doing the opposite of sports washing. When you start acting like a tyrant, Turki, people start thinking that that's what Saudi Arabia is, a bunch of tyrants. Okay? That's what they're going to think. So when you come into the country bossing people around, talking about how you're going to take over stuff, you're not behaving I'm sorry, come on, let me get the super chat, bro. Thank you, man. Al, Jake, and Tank are playing chess, game, set, match. Yeah, it's over with for them. I'm telling you, it's over with for them, bro. I got you, come on. Thank you, brother. I'm telling you. Right now, you guys need to start investing your time in somebody else. I'm telling you. You guys I can see it coming down the pike, man. Because first of all, boxing is a cheap way for everybody to make money. Let me tell you another little functional problem that they got. Kamala was an open borders liberal. They ruined California. Damn, does California have open borders? I thought, how does California have an immigration problem? Must be coming from Texas, huh? Or Arizona. Turkey has T-Rex arm. Maybe he should fight Tank. No, seriously, bro. I'm telling you very seriously. I'm giving you guys an overview of the political landscape for the year of 2026. This thing with Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis is going to absolutely blow away anything these guys were trying to do with Netflix. Turki Alashik is trying to get off of DAZN. You cannot be successful in the United States of America fighting on DAZN. DAZN is a UK application that is really designed for people in the United Kingdom. They get an add-on when they try to sell American boxing on that platform, but that platform is not a US platform, and it is not an application, or it is not a platform, rather, that people in the United States are attracted to or that they have any real reason to subscribe to. Even the fights that you're making you are on that fight card is so European that you're not going to attract any real American subscribers. Meanwhile, now they got Netflix who might start operating like HBO boxing and thinking, man, this is a really great add-on and we're going to pay for it on a regular basis. But they won't pay for it for Turkey. Turkey has to pay to get on it. That tells you that the guy doesn't want it. Okay? That's telling you that the guy is not wanted. Jake is an entertainer. Jake is an American. Let me tell you what Jake is. Jake is an American white boy. Please do not try to get me on hate speech. I don't have a problem with white people. I like white people just fine. Jake Paul is he found a lane, and he is playing that lane to the nth degree. He's got the financial backers to get the deal done. He's got the business structure and the business manager and that CEO guy. Forgive me for not knowing his name. I used to think Jake sucked. I'm actually warming to him. He helped Ben Askren. I'm telling you, man, Jake Paul has done a great job in my eyes. He has definitely redeemed himself in my eyes, because I always thought Jake Paul's a joke. I was like, all right, man, it's just another little fancy white boy, da-da-da-da-da. I didn't know that he was on Nickelodeon. I didn't pay any attention to the development of his career, man. But I got to take my hats off to that dude, because he's going to put Turki Alashik up out the country. Chrissy Polar, shout out to Australia. Jake helped pay for Ben Askren's double lung transplant when Dana did nothing for him. Oh, my God. There you go. Tasmania. Oh, what's up? You from Tasmania? Shout out to Tasmania. The Tasmanian Devils, man, they did y'all wrong. Fanon, is there any chance Tank's get knocked out in his exhibition? Yeah, there's a chance. Slim to none, and none went out of town. I doubt it. I think Jake Paul's going to be too slow. I think Jake Paul's going to be too slow, so very, very slim chance. Brian, what is this? BG? Oh, Brian Nelson Sr. Oh, what's up, man? First time responding. I said to him, say it to your face. I heard him call you a name and I didn't approve of, and said, why don't you say it to his face? Let me tell you, dude will never say anything to me because he'll never get close enough. Dude will never say that to me because he will never get close enough to me. He will never get close enough to me. That dude is a little ass dude hired by somebody else to insult me. I'm not even mad at him necessarily, because I know that that dude is hired and instructed to attack me and to attack my name. So the irony of this little dude, this little dude called me that shit so many times. But as soon as I get at him, because I got at him and I told him, I'm about sick of that shit, bro. You call me that one more time, dog. That's what I told him, bro. I said, call him. And I'm telling you right now, bro, keep calling me that. Little man, I'm never going to say anything to you again for you keep calling me that name. But keep calling me that, little man. Keep calling me that. Because you know what's going to happen. And you know it's already happening, dude. You know. So you, as long as you got that little buffer between you and the shit that's happening, you're going to keep talking. But when that buffer gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, you're going to get more quiet and more quiet and more quiet and more quiet. All the way up until you got to try to do something to save yourself. Okay? Okay? So let me tell you, Coachy, I know the deal. Bro, you think you got buffers. You think you have buffers. Bro, your buffers, I'm going at your buffers. I'm breaking your buffer zone down to nothing, bro. I'm going at your people, bro. You know what it is. Victor Conte, you know what it is. You niggas think that you're way up in your family. You got all kind of people around you, bro. I will get every single solitary nigga in your crew, bro. Ball them all up. You know that. And you're going to be the last man standing. But guess what? You're not going to be, you know what it is. So you keep talking, little man. You got my eye, little man. You got my attention, little man. You got everybody that you wanted to know you wanted people to know who you are. We all know who you are now, little man. You done talked your way up. You used to talk. I was saying nothing. Now I'm saying something to you, bro. I'm only gonna let you call me that name about 1,000 times, dog, before you know what's up. Before it's time for you to shut up. Before it's time for you to learn that you got to shut the fuck up and you can't talk to everybody like that. You can't talk to me like that, son. You supposed to be calling me sir, little man. When I walk by you, little man, you supposed to say sir. You know how the family is. You know how it is. When I walk by you, you supposed to be calling me sir, young man. That's what you're in your place in our organization, bro. You're supposed to call me sir when you see me. I ain't never seen nobody in the Army walk up and see a general and call a general an FAG. I ain't never seen. What happens to niggas in the military when they walk up to an admiral and they start talking crazy to an admiral? What do you think's going to happen when the admiral gets a wind that you keep calling him out his name? Son, you better understand, I know that you're in my organization. You are in my organization, and you are loose-lipping me in my organization because you think that there are people out there protecting you. Ain't nobody protecting you little niggas no more. You got that? That's why you niggas are starting to send notes to my house. That's why you niggas are trying to start sending things directly to me, because you can't send that shit to them no more. You can't talk to nobody else around me no more. So now you got to talk to me directly, don't you, bro? You got to send stuff to my house now. Now you got to send notes that I get to see. Boy, y'all in trouble, dog. Y'all in trouble, bro. You niggas are right where you wanted to be, talking to the big dogs. You wanted to talk to the big dogs? The big dogs are listening, dog. Trust me, the big dogs are listening to you now, little man. So keep on talking, homie. Keep on talking and keep on walking outside. I need for you to do that, little man. I need for you to keep calling me those names, and I need for you to keep going outside your house to stores. I need for you to be outside, bro. Keep walking outside and talking to me like that. I'm done. Phenomenal Newt said the underlying positive about Jake Paul is that it's quickly turning into the obvious that he is probably the biggest saving grace to American boxing. He is. Because he's anti-Turkey. He's going to say he's the best thing in boxing. God damn it. Here, I'm going to move this shit away from me so I don't do this anymore. So, yeah, anyway, let me back up. The underlying positive about Jake Paul is that is quickly turning into obvious is that he's probably the biggest saving grace to American boxing. All right, let me know when I'm good. Let me know when I'm good so I can stop hitting that. Man, thank you for that support. Hey, Phenomenal Newt. Oh, by the way, Phenomenal Newt, we family. Just so you know. I want to let you know, I know we family, Phenomenal Newt. What you told me, we're family. I know that. I got that message, Phenomenal Newt. I know we family, bro. Just so you know, I know we family. You know what I mean? I know we family. Phenomenal New. I caught the clue, bro. You know what I mean? I just want to let you know, brother. I caught the clue, bro. I know we family. Love this finale. He tells the truth. Look, man, I'm telling you. Look, man, I'll tell you what's been going on in boxing for a while. When Don King pushed off, and Al Heyman was supposed to take Don King's role, Bob Arum and Bob Arum's people did not want Al Heyman to be in the same position. He said, I know it too, Frat. Yeah. I know. It's family, bro. That's what's up. Because you're the only people that could have pushed to let me do this. Thank you, bro. I know it too, Frat. I played rugby in college, and Chris Rothy, my parents got me Wallabies jersey with, oh, you tough as shit, bro. You play rugby? Don't play around with Kamal. Anybody play rugby is kind of crazy, bro. That's some shit too. So anyway, man. So look, I'm going to tell you what happened, man. If you can support in the super chats and the Cash App, please do. Because I'm trying to make our numbers this month, man. And it's been really tough because Turki Alashik is tearing down boxing. Turki Alashik tried to tear down boxing. He's buying all the views on YouTube. Like these dudes are buying up all the YouTube. They're spending a ton of money to promote other people's videos all through YouTube, spending tons of money to do it, to prevent any traffic from really coming through to channels that support American boxing. NA said, in your opinion, does Errol ever come back? Yeah, Errol's coming back. Absolutely. See, the thing about Errol Spence is Errol Spence Jr. got paid in real money. Let me repeat. Errol Spence Jr. fights for the PBC, and he gets paid in real money. So when he gets $20 million in real money, he can afford to take time off. But when people get paid in fake money, in things like cryptocurrency, get, houses, when they are bartering for fights, they don't have any money and they have to go right back and fight. Which is why full well Tyson Fury did not get anywhere near the money that he said he got. Which is why Turki Alashik is such a scammer. Because these guys are making these people say, this is what I believe anyway, that they are trying to tell everybody, exaggerate how much money you're making. Exaggerate how much money you're making. It makes the fight bigger. No, it doesn't. It makes the cost of doing fights go up artificially because they think you're making this amount of money with Turkey. The other guys ask the other guys to pay them that much money. They say no, and they go to Turkey, and then they find out that the money isn't what they say the money is. All of a sudden, Devin Haney is no longer fighting for money. He's fighting for legacy. He went back to, I don't fight for money. I fight for legacy. Yeah, nigga, because there ain't no money over there. Because there ain't no money, Debbie Poole. Ain't no money, Devin. Where the money at, Devin? Like, seriously, bro, where the money at? You know how much fun I'm having with this, bro? This is a real boxing conversation. You dudes are not making the money Ali was making in the 1970s. No, you are not. You are not making these. I don't believe. Let me tell you who I don't believe. I don't believe Floyd Mayweather and how much Floyd says he made. I don't believe the money that they said that they played Canelo. I don't believe anybody's money anymore, bro. Because you guys are in the business of exaggerating money. So once money started getting exaggerated, of course, in order to look good, you got to exaggerate anymore. You got to exaggerate even more. Look, man, I could give away gold coins, bro. Bro, I can go to a bank and pull out solid gold coins. You niggas cannot. Al took care of Errol and always have a great part of the PBC. They take care of their fighters while fighting and after they're done fighting. Exactly, because they pay them in real money. They pay them in real money. And guess what? Let me give you something because I'm going to preach to Andre Ward for a second. To my guy, Andre Ward, let me preach to you, bro. Al Heyman is successful because he ensures that the people that work for him make money first. After the people that he works with makes money, then he makes money. That's for you, Andre Ward. And the reason why I think it's important that you know that, Andre, is because it was how can I say, it was somebody said that you said, this was associated with you, something to the effect of, it's not your business that the promoter makes money. Yes, it is your business that the promoter makes money. It absolutely positively is. Because if the promoter does not make money, then the promoter's not going to want to deal with you, Andre. Just like if you don't make money, you're not going to deal with the promoter. Do you think it's fair for the promoter to say it's not his problem that you make money, Andre? Because that's what Dana White does to his fighters. It's not a priority for Dana White that his fighters make a lot of money. It's not a priority of his. His priority is that the UFC makes a lot of money. So what happens to the UFC fighters? They want, what up, Greg Hackett? What up, man? What happens to the UFC fighters? The UFC fighters wind up losing their shirt, getting beat up, and making no money. So what happens with you when you think the opposite way? Andre, you go take a fight with a promoter, the promoter lose money, you make money, then the promoter goes out of business. How is that good for boxing that you drive a promoter out of business? Because you don't care, Andre. That is just selfish, man. Like, I'm going to talk to you like you're my son. Bro, Andre, that is selfish as shit. And you need to get rid of that attitude, bro. That is not a biblical attitude, bro. It's not. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Isn't that the golden rule, Andre? Aren't you a preacher? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's how you would have somebody do you. Don't give a shit about what you get, even though you're risking your life. This guy's risking his livelihood. You're risking your life. Okay? You risk your life. He's risking his livelihood. Okay? Trust me, his livelihood is very important to him. Just like your life and your livelihood is important to you. You're worried about your livelihood, your health, and your money. He's worried about his livelihood. You have to make sure that he makes his money. That's what you do. You're in a partnership. But that's why Turki Alashik is failing in boxing, because he thinks that this is a monarchy, bro. I'm telling you, bro, there are people, you already done told you. Joe Bugner died? 10 count for heavyweight Joe Bugner. Joseph Kuel Bugner. That was a big boy. 6'6" Joe Bugner. Ten count. Fernandez, he is right about Turki. I'm telling you, Turki Alashik, you guys have to prepare yourselves. I'm telling you, all you fighters listening to me, you guys better start preparing yourself, okay? Because Turki's and his plan, all that money he dumped, he should have been already making money by now. As of right now, dude, it'll take him another 10 years to make a dent. All he's going to do is keep losing money, and everybody else is going to lose money. Jake Paul's going to make money. The PBC is going to make money. Turki Alashik is going to lose money, hoping to drive them out of business. It's never going to work, bro, because we have more money than Turki. Also, I would like to let you know this, and I mean this, and you guys can believe it or not. We have more money than Turki. And not only do we have more money than Turki, we are the people that I'm talking about, which I am fortunate enough to consider myself part of, got way more money than them. The United States of America has way more money than Saudi Arabia does. Way more money. Now, the politicians do not have access to the money in the United States that the monarchs have in Saudi Arabia. So they have a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but their real power comes with their freedom to spend that money however they want to spend that money, right? So you have politicians here who are under all kind of confines about government money and spending and all of that stuff. So the Saudis can spend government money, while the U.S. politicians can't spend government money. They got to go through all kind of stuff. However, do not get it confused. There's way more money in the United States than there is in Saudi Arabia by far. There are people in the United States that I've been telling you about for a long time that have access to more capital than exists in Saudi Arabia. There are people that walk around every day that have more access to more capital, European capital, ancient capital, okay? And I keep trying to tell y'all, I'm mixed with Black and ancient Greek. Ancient, they got money for days, bro. You guys cannot outspend them. Let me tell you this right now. You cannot outspend them. No way. You will never do it. If Turki Alashik thought that he could outspend these guys. You cannot outspend guys that have banking systems. Okay? The people that I'm talking about literally have their own banking systems. They have their own stockpiles of gold. They have their own stockpiles of silver. They've got their own stockpiles of all kind of precious materials. And they have that as collateral for their own banks to push money out. And they can cover any payment for any notes and any loans that they put out. And guess what? They will lend it at 0% interest. Didn't know that, did you? We can get money out of the Greek banks at 0% interest. 0% interest. And guess what? If we really need it, we can just get it. Just get it with no loans at all because it's ours. Okay? When you have been around for like 5,000, 6,000 years, you got a lot of money. These dudes can't play around, bro. Trust me. So you guys have to get ready. I'm telling you, and I'm giving you this advice. Go to Al Heyman, go to Top Rank, go to Kathy Duva. I don't care who the American promoter is. Go to Jake Paul. Don't care who it is. But you guys had better get reasonable and start understanding that, bro, there's some very powerful people that want Turki Alashik out of the United States. And they want him out of the United States for very personal reasons. Turki Alashik has made enemies of the most powerful people in the world. Let me be very frank. Turki Alashik has made enemies of the most powerful people in the world. Easily, the most powerful people in the world have been drawn to Turki Alashik and what Turki Alashik is doing, and they do not like him. They made that man pay to air that fight on Netflix. They made him do that, made him pay that money. If you want it on Netflix, you got to pay. Otherwise, go back over there to the zone. And to compete against Gervonta, to compete against Jake Paul, he had to pay the money. You know why? Because he had already committed to Canelo the money. He had already committed to Terrence Crawford the money. Way before they had even had a network to put it on. So he goes to the networks and then boom, they get hit. Phenomenal News said, I don't know why people think you lying. You haven't told a lie name. They know I'm not lying. Their job is to tell people I'm lying. Phenomenal Noob. They know I'm not lying. All of this matches up perfectly to what has taken place. Everything is matched up perfectly to what has taken place. Every single solid. They know it's the truth. They just don't want the fighters to know it's the truth. You know why? Because they want somebody like Shakur Stevenson to be dumb enough to be like, oh, I don't know who to listen to. Maybe I should just go get the bag with Turki. He ain't getting the bag. He's on undercards. Say, yep, he absolutely had to pay Netflix to put that fight on. Seriously, I've already told you, bro. He has made enemies of the most powerful people in the world. Turki Alashik has offended the most powerful people in the world. And I know Kamal disagrees with me about who the most powerful people in the world are. But I will tell you, there are people in this world. You say you can't lead with money in America. No, love, loyalty, and respect, bro. A couple things you can't buy, even though they say 3. Couple things you can't buy around here. Love, loyalty, and respect. You can't buy that, Turki. Love, loyalty, and respect. You can't buy that, man. You can't. You can't buy loyalty. You can't buy respect. You got ring card boys, dog. You got ring card boys, dog. You got ring card boys. Nobody, we're not doing that, Turkey. Once you put them ring card boys out there and you start asking questions at press conferences about why do you have female ring card girls at a female fight? Right there, that's enough right there, bro. You're not going to bring that shit into the United States, bro. You're not going to demasculize our shit, man. You're not going to emasculate boxing. You're already trying to emasculate black men left, right, front, and center. Anyway, like I said, like me and Kamal can differentiate on this because look, bro, I know power, man. I know power. I can feel power. I can see power. I know what it is, dude. I know what it is. And these guys, these people in America, let me tell you all what's happening too. The traditional mafia has no power. Let me tell you, the traditional mafia in this scenario has no power whatsoever. Literally. They're also used to doing things like this. You know how you got like, you got fixers and things. You got fixers, people that you hire. They can solve problems for you that other people can't solve. You know what I mean? The fixers. They hire these fixers in boxing. That's what there was a lawsuit against Bob Arum because this guy that was a fixer said that he had arranged this and let me tell you what fixers can do with me. Fixers cannot do anything with me. You can't fix anything with me. They have been trying, like, seriously, these fixers have been trying to fix me for years. They can't fix me. But guess what? Their access to information is so low that they don't know that they can't fix me. Okay? So that's why guys like Victor Conti would talk loose to me. That's why guys like Rick Glazier would talk loose to me. These guys thought that I was some contemporary of theirs. Like I'm some normal guy from Chicago, that I'm some normal dude that just is associated with the mafia in Chicago. That's all he is. He's just some mob-connected dude in Chicago. That's why he talks like this. But, we got him. That's what you guys used to think. Bro, there's nothing about me that's illegal. Nothing. I don't commit crimes. I'm not involved in any of the little teeny-weeny shit that you guys are talking about, bro. I'm not Rick Ross. Rick Ross from Chicago Rick Ross from LA that came by my channel. The real Rick Ross, the dude that used to make all those millions of dollars a day. The real Rick Ross that came by my channel, bro. Dude, he's like a junior member, bro. He's like, at his height, he was a junior member. Like at the height of him moving all that money, all of that shit he could do. He was lower middle management at the time. He was lower middle management. Really, lower middle management. You think he was the one that could coordinate those ships sending stuff from Colombia, getting it into the United States and distributing it? Do you think he could do that? No, he couldn't do that. No, he couldn't do that. He doesn't have the connections to do that. Neither did that guy in New York. Remember the movie that Denzel Washington played, where Denzel Washington was like, he was the first person to figure out that you could fly a bunch of heroin from Asia into the United States? Bro, you think that dude from New York City had the clout to pull that off? You think he had the clout to pull all that off? You think he has the clout to move that much weapons? Man, Frank Lucas is little. He's little, bro. Frank Lucas was a street level dude, bro. That's a street level dude. Frank, you guys are paying attention to this stuff in the movies, and you think that that's the level we're operating at, bro. No, we're not. I'm telling you, I'm not operating at that level. I don't operate at that level. But anyway, I'm going to get back to this, bro. I'm going to get back to telling you. There are people in this world that are very, very, very powerful that will walk by you every day, and you don't know who they are. But you better believe when you're walking around them that you are absolutely being surveilled. But anyway, I'm going to get back to why Turkey's getting out of here. Maybe a year after I said this, Turkey may double down. I know you're listening, Turkey. Turkey. Said it's bigger than the game. It's way bigger than the game. OG, it's way bigger than the game. But let me talk to you for a second, Turkey. Let me talk to you. Let me talk Turkey with you, Turkey. After you listen to me say this, Turkey, you're going to feel like you need to double down on something. Your ego is going to be bruised, and you're going to feel like you need to double down on something, Turkey. Turkey, do not double down on me. If you double down, I'm telling you, I've got a royal flush. I'm telling you, dude, I'm going to lay my hands out. I've got a royal flush, bro. Every hand I ever play comes out royal flush. I will lay my cards down every time for you, little man. It's a royal flush. It's a royal flush. It is spades, a royal flush in spades. That's what I get. Every hand, bro, if you want to play cards. I've got the ace, king, queen, jack, 10 of spades. I get it every hand, bro. It was given to me at birth. You want to know what deck God gave me? He gave me a royal flush, which means you have no hand that you could possibly have that can beat mine. The best thing you can do is get a royal flush and try to tie me. That's the best you can do. If you are not dealt a royal flush at birth, you better get your ass from around me, bro. Because that's all I got around me. Ace, king, queen, jack, 10. Every single solitary time. And I don't bluff. Let me put it to you this way. Turkey, I don't bluff. There's no need for me to bluff. I'll turn my hand over and show you. Royal flush. It beats your 4 of a kind. It beats your 2 pairs, 3 of a kind and 2 pairs. There's no hand you can get dealt. You can't bribe, and guess what? You can't even bribe the guy that's dealing out the hand. You can't, because the worst you're going to do is bribe him one time and tie. And then the next hand that gets dealt, I'm going to put my royal flush out there again, and you're not going to have it. Because if you keep getting royal flushes, everybody knows you're cheating. If I keep getting royal flushes, everybody knows it's just me. I'm still breathing, ain't I, Turkey? Turkey. Let's talk Turkey, Turkey. I'm still breathing, ain't I, Turkey? I'm still here, Turkey, ain't I? PBC still putting on fights, ain't they, Turkey? Netflix got a lot of money and suddenly handed it over to Jake Paul. Didn't they? Did it? Am I wrong? Or did Netflix or did Netflix not hand over $200 million to Gervonta Davis? Turkey. Let's talk Turkey, Turkey. Didn't you cut a deal with TKO? And TKO, when the UFC was going to lose their contract to ESPN, didn't some angel investor drop $7 billion on top of the UFC and basically buy the UFC for the next 7 years over on Paramount? Guess what? They're not going to be putting any fights on Netflix while they got a contract with Paramount that they got to do. Now, I'm just wondering, Turkey. You don't think we have anything to do with that, Turkey? I told you were not going to succeed, Turkey. Just like I told you, Turkey. I told Daniel Kinahan he wasn't going to succeed. I told you you're not going to succeed. The next person that tries to get funny, I'm going to tell them they don't succeed. And guess what? You're not going to succeed. You're not going to succeed, Turkey, in the United States without me. I'm just telling you flat out. I have enough political pull to make sure that you don't get what you want in the United States every single solitary time I know about it. If I find out that you want something in the United States, Turkey, I can shut it down. My people can shut it down without a doubt. Without a doubt, we shut it down because don't nobody want to fight with us. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to fight with us, Turkey. Nobody. Nobody wants to go to the streets with us. Nobody wants to go to the mattresses with us. Nobody. Nobody. Not none of your little niggas in LA. Not none of your niggas in New York, New Jersey. Definitely not Chicago, Dallas, Austin. There ain't nowhere in this country that they want to go at it with us. They don't want to go at it with us. So you try to put them against us, they're going to say no to you every time. I'm sorry, Turkey, but we have to live here. I'm sorry, Turkey. You know, I know you're in here. I know you ain't. No, I ain't in my Kanye bag. Get the fuck out of here, bro. This ain't no Kanye bag. This ain't no Kanye bag. This is straight facts I'm talking to you. This ain't no Kanye bag. Like I'm telling you niggas the truth. You guys are getting the truth. Something that I know you guys aren't used to getting. I know you're used to everybody lying to you and saying, oh, I got this connection. I got that connection. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. I know that whenever somebody talks to you like this, you always think they're lying. But I'm not lying. And that's the problem you're going to have to face. You niggas can continue to have these hate campaigns on me. You can have all these channels trying to make fun of me. Chump side, that little chump side nigga can call me Uncle Phil and all these little jokes, bro. Little chump side, bro. You wouldn't come outside when I send niggas over there. All right? When I send niggas to San Fran, when I send niggas to where you from, the Bay Area, you won't even walk out your house, bro. You won't even, I bet you I can make you stay in your house for a month. I bet you. If I want to put you in your house for a month, chump side, you won't walk out your house for a month. I'll walk niggas past your house for a month, nigga. Everywhere you go, there'll be somebody looking at you for a month. Bet you won't walk out your house. Keep talking crazy. Okay? Keep talking crazy. And the fact of the matter is, you know this is true. You already know it's true. He said, we in the streets, Fanon is real deal. He tells the truth and knows a joke, Hunter, and knows a joke, Hunter Young. Why are you talking to Hunter Young? What's going on with Hunter Young? Anyway, I'm just telling you the truth. Hey, Hunter Young, chill out, bro. The truth will always set you free. Keep cooking, Fanon. Fuck the haters. I just want to let them know. Like, seriously, I'm not going to go through all of this shit like behind the scenes. I'm flat out telling you, bro, I am trying to drive myself, trying to drive Turki Alashik out of the United States. Myself. I have let it be known to every person that I deal with, every person in my circle that I want him out. And I'm saying it on this live stream, and I'm being very direct about it. They don't have any buffer now. They have no buffer. Say, yeah, chill out for now. We got your... For now, I got my back. Yeah, chill out. No, seriously, man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Turki Alashik had to pay Netflix to put that fight on because he promised to fight to Canelo Alvarez. Do you know why he promised the Canelo Alvarez fight? So that Canelo Alvarez would not fight Jake Paul. When Turki Alashik got in between the business of Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez, he fucked up. No joke. Watch this. The biggest fuck up of Turki Alashik's career was breaking up that fight between Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul, because that would have made money. Listen to this. That would have made money. Do you know how many people would have made money on that fight? Do you know how much money that would have generated? All the money that it's going to generate for Gervonta. But you, Turki Alashik, stuck your fingers in the middle of their money. You jumped in the middle of their money and said that you would break you. You manipulated the press and you convinced Canelo to go with you, which did what? Messed with people's money. Messed with people's money. They would have made money off that fight instead of you just losing money. You destroyed a fight for a fight that nobody was asking for, put it in a venue that nobody was asking for. You fucked up the schedule of all those people that were going to go watch that UNLV game. Bro, there are more people interested in that UNLV game than there are in that Terrence Crawford-Canelo fight. But you just want to make shit up and you want to be the boss, Turki. You want to be the boss. You're not the boss, Turki. You're not even the boss in Saudi Arabia, dog, which is what I don't understand. Turki, when you're in Saudi Arabia, you know how to sit down, shut up, and do what you're told. But when you come to the United States and a black people got power, because you better believe, I'm black, homie. I'm black. And you ain't gonna find no black people in the United States with more muscle than me. You're not gonna find nobody with more muscle than me. But you got no respect for a black man. Turkey, you got no respect for a black man. None. Just like y'all got no respect for Al Heyman, just like y'all had no respect for Don King, just like you got no respect for Muhammad Ali, just like you got no respect for Gervonta Davis. You got no respect for any black person. The only black people you're willing to deal with are the ones that are going to bow down and call you your excellency, hold hands with you, and be your boy. Those are the only black people that you're willing to support. I'll support any black person that's independent, that is about his people and can fight. And we've been supporting them. Where do you think PBC's money came from to start with? Where you think the money? Why you think Waddell and Reed was willing to invest all that money in Al Heyman? Why you think that? Because people who got money with that investment bank said to do it. Thank you very much. Because people that had money in that investment bank said to give them the money. That's why. But you guys want to screw up you want to screw up their investment. You got guys that invested $500 million in the PBC. And you guys for years have been trying to make sure that they never recoup any money, that their fights are always lose. But guess what? Their fights all make money. Their fights all make money. And the people that own and whose money sit in Waddell Reed are perfectly fine with waiting on the PBC to get done with all y'all trying to tear them down. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Now, you guys send a note to me about this one. Send a note to me about this one, BWA. Come on, Steve Kim. Come on, Steve Kim. Plot something else, Steve Kim. Plot something else, Steve Kim. Plot something else. Get your little toy. Get your little toy to send me another note, Steve Kim. Because you know what they say. Us light-skinned ones are the most militant. Us light-skinned blacks, we're the most militant. That's what you said, isn't it, Steve Kim? Let me talk to you, Steve Kim, since I know you listening. Boy, you better be careful around me. Boy, you better be careful around me, bro. I got more muscle. I got more muscle with the Asians than you do, son. I got more muscle with your own people than you got. Little man, I'm bigger in your organization than you are in your own organization, little man. You can't, dude, I can get you rolled over by your own people. Little dude, little man. You think they care about you, little man? They don't care about you, little man. But anyway, Steve, come on again. Do something else. Look at all my live streams. Try to find a second that you can fucking send a note to YouTube about and bug me about it, Stevie. Bug me about it, Stevie. Because guess what happens, Steve, if I get off YouTube? Guess what happens? Guess what happens when I leave YouTube? You all are all done if I get off YouTube. If I get off YouTube and you don't see me, you better hope that I stay on YouTube. Okay? You better hope that I don't quit YouTube. You better hope I stay here and that I talk boxing every day. Y'all better hope I stay here. If I get off of here, then I'm going to start coming to fights. And all you niggas talking about me coming to fights, the last thing you want me to do is for me to come to a fight. You got me? The last thing you want me to do is to get out of my house, get in a car, jump on a plane, and come to a fight. That's the last thing you want me to do, bro. Okay? So all you little niggas talking about, I never see Fanon at fights. I never see Fanon at fights. You know why? Because I'm not sitting in a booth where people give me free tickets. Little nigga. What's his name? Chump? Chump side? The reason you don't see me at fights is because I don't sit in the seats where that they give away for free. You little broke troll. I sit, when I go to fights, I sit in the front row, bro. I sit in the front row. There's no press anywhere around me, bro, when I sit there. Okay? That's why you don't see me, because you're off in that little section where they give you tickets in order to say the things that they want you to say. I don't sit in the good boy section with you all. I don't sit in the media section. I don't get my tickets comped. I'd have never entered a fight on a comped ticket or never entered a fight and sat there with the journalists. The reason you don't see me there, you idiot, is because I'm not a journalist. If I'm sitting in the third row, way on the other side from you, when exactly are you supposed to see me? And I walk in and out of regular population. You walk in with the press. You guys are nothing but a bunch of shills getting paid by the promoter, but you want to talk crazy about people that go and pay for the fights themselves. Chump. Chump. You guys are chumps. Chumps. I don't have to ask these dudes. You know what Leonard Ellerby said? Leonard Ellerby told me that, hey, man, if I ever needed something from him, for me to ask Leonard Ellerby. Do you know what I've asked Leonard Ellerby? What do you know what I've asked Leonard Ellerby? Stop, Martin. Stop what? What do you mean? Stop what? I had business down the back a few years ago. I was New Zealand, not Aussie. Still mind your business. Man, y'all going at each other. No, I'm not going to. Oh, stop, Martin. No, I'm not going to stop. I'm just telling you the truth. These guys had enough nerve to call Najee a sellout, bro. The biggest sellouts that there are in Black America are the media. You guys are the sellouts. You guys are carrying water for Bill Haney. Bill Haney. You carry water for Bill Haney. You sold out every black fighter that there is so you guys could get an extra couple little bits of chump change. Anyway, let me put a link in the chat. Oh, much love in the Cash App. My guy Matthews from yesterday said, "Great, oh, salute, great energy today. Thank you." That's a couple days older. Thank you, bro. Anyway, let me put a link in the chat. We got grandmothers in Tasmania take better punch and a joke than Hunter Young is going at each other. Anyway, here's a link in case anybody want to chop it up. I had to go in for a little bit today, man. I thank you. This is a good money show. I hope you're enjoying the show. But I do want to repeat, for all you young boxers out there, you guys need to start looking at American promoters, man. You guys need to stay. I'm tell you, if I was you, I would stay away from Turki Alashik. I would stay away from Eddie Hearn. I would stay away from Josh. I would stay away from Frank Warren. I would stay away from those foreign promoters, bro, because they're not in it for the long haul, dog. They're not in it for the long haul. And if you've not noticed, they've got some of the best American fighters fighting on undercards. Turki Alashik doesn't have enough respect for Shakur Stevenson to put him as the headliner in New York. Instead, they gave it to Hamaj Shiraz. In the United States, they put Shakur Stevenson on the undercard to Hamaj Shiraz. Hey, can you guys stop this? I seriously, man, your guys got to stop. No, seriously, Hunter Young, can you stop? Kamal, can you stop? Because you're making it very hard for me to read comments in the comment section because you guys are just fighting. But at the casino, anyway, now you get it. What is this? Now I get it. Now you get it. Oh, I think I've been getting it for a while. Anyway, Shakur Stevenson said he jumped off the porch and he had to learn as he was going. You can tell Shakur Stevenson is looking for this big fight. Because why? Probably because he was made promises that did not come through from Turki Alashik and Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn does not have the money to offer real fights to Shakur Stevenson. He said, oh, Rocco McBride, he's a joke. He puts out bad narratives about Boots, then act like he's not. Look, that dude has been a fraud. That dude has been a fraud. I listened to this dude one time go through his whole live stream talking bad about me, but never mentioning my name. I had never, the only thing I ever said to that dude, I told him to stop doing commercials in my live stream. I got sick of Champside coming by my channel under somebody else's name, bigging up his own channel, So I said to somebody, stop doing that. Because I knew it was him. He came by the channel in somebody else's name, talking about Champ Side says this, Champ Side says that, Champ Side says this, Champ Side says that. So after he said Champ Side about 6, 7 times, I'm like, dude, block, stop doing commercials, bro. It's the same. I don't got any problem with Mill City Boxing, but it's the same thing Mill City Boxing did to me. Mill City Boxing used to come by my channel all the time. Then all of a sudden he starts doing live streams at the same time I'm doing live streams, and he doesn't come around anymore. I wonder why that is. Because he came over here to get name recognition, and then all of a sudden, boom, he don't show up no more. Now that he's got his name recognition and he's working and getting these interviews, where's Mill City Boxing been? Like, seriously, I be keeping track of this. I'm like, bro, if you get put on and you never come back, dog, that's what you came for. Okay? And it's not like I got a problem with Mill City. He does a good job and all of that. Fanon, you're not quite as pretty as Keith. Look, man, hey, look, bro, I'm prettier than Malachi is. I know that shit. I know what Coach Malachi is. Coach Malachi is that little short Negro that mad because I'm snatching them broads out of there. That's what it is. Anthony Peanut Mason, salute. No, seriously, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what Coach Malachi is. Coach Malachi is somebody that's at the party that hates me. Because when I walk in the party, bro, I'm going straight for the dime piece. And first of all, I'm walking in there with a dime piece, and I'm walking out of there with a dime piece. Thank you very much. The girl you want is there with me. The girl you want, yeah, man, I'm not seeing Mill City. Bro, I don't have any problem with Mill City. I'm just making the observation. Mill City used to come by every day, say, what's up, what's up, what's up. But as soon as this video started doing better, dude, either no time or just didn't come by anymore. Yeah, people piggyback all the time. I didn't mind it, though. I mean, I know what people are doing. That's why I said to Scree, he has some good access and good. Yeah, he does. He's very good at what he does, though. Yeah, bro, but you know, people come by my channel one time and all of a sudden they don't come back no more because they get put on like that, bro. Let me tell you why people do that shit. Yeah, Mill City's good. I fuck with Mill City. I do fuck with Mill City. I do. I'm just saying, bro. That's what cats do to me. They do that to me. But they do that in the real life too. That's the thing. Like in real life, in regular life, if I meet you in regular life and I'm cool with you in regular life, you're going to do very, very well in life, bro. I have never had a friend that I was friends with that did not wind up getting good jobs, that did not wind up making a lot of money, and didn't wind up being taken care of. Everybody that I came out of college with, all of them got jobs, all of them were taken care of. Everybody I came out of law school with, all of them got jobs, all of them were taken care of. Every single solitary friend I've ever had, when I met them, they were poor, and by the time they got to middle age, they were rich. Every single solitary one, bro. There's never been, I'm telling you, never been a friend of mine that I've met and I've been cool with that did not wind up making a lot of money. That's because my family will support you once I'm cool with you. So what they do is, and they've always done this with me because we're very influential. I have a very influential family. I have a very powerful family. So what they always do is they try to buddy up next to me long enough to meet somebody and let them see themselves with me. And when they see themselves with me, then those other people say, oh, you got access to Martin. And they'll be like, yeah, I got access to Martin. I can call him up. I got his phone number. Do you want me to say, no, don't worry about it. If we ever need anything from you, you know, that's just good to know that you know Martin and that you can call him and be like, yeah, I can call him. Yeah, prove it to me. And they'll call me and I'll be like, yeah, or I'll take a meeting for them. And then boom, these dudes will get a bunch of business. It's always been that way for me. So for somebody to come do it on YouTube, it's nothing new. But at the time, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, if you're cool with me, you're going to get shit. And anybody that knows me knows that to be true. If you know me, you're going to be blessed. And people around you are going to be like, okay, you're cool with Martin, so let me take care of you. That's what happens all the time. All the time. So when I came on YouTube, that's when they came on YouTube. When I started talking boxing, they started talking boxing. And they started selling access to me to other people. But me, when I got sick of it, I let everybody know I don't mess with them anymore. And all I need to do is say I don't mess with Turki Alashik. I don't like Turki Alashik. I don't want to do business with Dana White, even though I don't have a problem with Dana White. And then guess what? Their problems are going to get fucked up, bro. Hey, people tell me all the time to not come on your show, but you cool with me, OG. Exactly. Tell you all the time, don't go on his show. Don't go on his show. Don't go on his show. Yeah, they got literally people trying to block people from coming near me. But guess what? You're going to be blessed. You're going to be blessed, Greg. You're going to be good, Greg. It's just what it is. You know what it is. People come by one time. As soon as they come by one time, they start getting offers. And they say, well, if you don't want me to go by Fanan's channel, what you going to do for me? That's the next step. So, Greg, all you got to do is ask him, okay, if you don't want me to come by his channel, what you going to do for me? They're going to give you some money, Greg. Just ask them for some money. Anybody that tells you to stay away from me, tell them to pay you. Tell them to pay you. And guess what? They're going to pay you. Greg, they will come up off that money to keep you from talking to me because they want everybody to think that nobody supports me. But there's nothing further from the truth than that. Telling you, but I appreciate you telling me that, Greg, because they do that to me on a regular basis. They do that. Whenever there's somebody that I'm cool with, all of a sudden things in their life starts going bad. All of a sudden they don't pick up the phone anymore. All of a sudden they're like, You know what they used to do? Greg, they used to put charges on people. That's what they used to do. They used to put charges on people. If you were dealing with me, all of a sudden you'd get a call from the feds and they would put you under some type of investigation. No joke. That's what they do to me. And that's what they do to me on YouTube. They don't want me to be me. They don't want it. Just Me says, it's been a minute. I appreciate boxing content as always, whether we agree or don't agree. Thank you, Just Me. I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot, bro. Wait, Keith back in Australia? Fundora, let me see. Fundora is definitely going to stop this version of Keith. Well, I hope not, but probably. Probably. Yeah, Greg, I'm surprised you show up so much. I'm surprised, Greg. No joke, OG. I mean, Greg, I was like, damn. Oh, girl ain't showed up in a long time. She probably got a whole bunch of threats. Southpaw probably got some threats. What's my girl's name? Queen Vaughn. Queen Vaughn's smart though, because women act crazy too. Hey, Just Me. Oh, I got you. Thank you, thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Seems like Keith was developing quite a following down under. I hope he does go back down there. I got Fundora over. You have Keith over Fundora? Nah, man. I think I got Fundora over Keith, but I want Keith to win. If Keith can pull that shit off, that's some major shit, though. I don't see it. I don't understand it, but that's. Hey, Hunter Young said, Fanon, an old hustler told me something similar. He said, get paid from these dudes who don't want you to make it. Yeah, man. No, seriously, man. Real, no joke, bro. People are offered money not to talk to me. And they've gotten that my entire life. My entire life, this has happened to me. All my life, man. That's why I'm telling you it's not about boxing. What you see these dudes doing to me is not about boxing. It's about me. It's not about what I think about boxing. If I was pro Turki Alashik, all these guys would be tearing down Turki Alashik. I'm telling you, if I tell you guys enough, you guys know. You should know by now. Thoughts on Ellie Bridges? Oh, Ellie Bridges, overrated. I got Pandora. I want Keith to win, though. Yeah, I know. I want Keith to win. Just like I think I got Canelo, but I want Terrence to win. I got to do something with Bud. Shout out to you, Bud. Shout out to Bud Crawford, bro. Fanon has gravitas. That's my nigga Lee. I know who that is. That's my guy, Stovey Stove. What up, Stove? Fanon has gravitas. That's my dude, Stove. Mm-hmm. Look, man. Please be you. I'm definitely being myself. I'm just telling you, bro. This blue blood gets paid. That's why blue blood did the shit blue blood did. They knew that they could get more money by arguing with me from those dudes that, those dudes. Hey, is this hate speech? The dudes with the yarmulkes? Yeah, I can say, the yarmulkes? Dog, the yarmulkes hate me, bro. You know why you should stay away from me? Real truth. I'm going to tell you the honest truth, bro. You guys don't believe me when I said who my grandfather was. Like, nobody believed me. You guys thought that was some shit that I was saying that was like in some delusion. I'm not going to repeat that again. I'm telling you flat out, that's who he is. And that is why they don't like me specifically. And my entire life, it's been that way. I'm just telling you, bro. If you want to know why those people do not like me, they did not like me from birth. And that is because of the family that I am from. And I am not talking about my black family. I'm not talking about the blacks. I'm talking about them dudes in Europe. They don't like my European family. My European family does not like them. And I was going to be at the top of my European family. So they want to make sure that I never, ever am thought well of by anybody, because my family and their family are enemies eternal. Let me repeat this. My family and them are going to be enemies for all time. And when I mean all time, I literally mean all time. They will be at war for all time. I had nothing to do with their war, but they are at war. Believe you me, and they've been at war a long time. So me being a member of that family put me in the bullseye of them because I'm black. And because I'm black and charismatic, that means I can develop relationships with not just the bourgeoisie, but I can develop relationships with the proletariat. And because I am from that family and the proletariat at the same time, that is a very toxic mix for them, because there is always the likelihood of, what do they call it? An enlightened despotism. The possibility of an enlightened despotism, which means the enlightenment of poor black people as to what those people are doing to them. And the royalty, and let me tell you very clearly, the oldest, hey, where's my guy, Phenomenal Noop? Phenomenal Noop is a descendant of the oldest European family. Do you know what that means? That means he is a descendant of the European monarchies. Damn it. Transition both ways, from Egypt to Greece and Greece to Egypt, right? So all of the royal families in Europe were founded by the people that established Greece, because Greece is the cradle of European civilization. Our family descends from the Greeks, who are the cradle of European civilization. We descend from Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Pythagoras, all of those people that they generate and then they credit with all of the brilliant ideas that made European so enlightened. They all come from my family. They all come from where we come from. So you know now the relationship and the age of our family and how we relate and how we compare to the royalty in Europe. We are one step above the royalty in Europe because we are the founders of European civilization and from where everyone comes from. And we are directly connected to the Egyptian pharaohs. That is the age of the family that we're talking about that Phenomenal Show is a part of. That's why I told Phenomenal Show, now that you found out that you are a member of the oldest European family, you should take and consider what that means for you personally. Because our family is our family. Race is just a construct. Race is just something that we say, okay, this is like, we are black. That's an ethnicity. It's not a race. So I have to understand our family has a lot of different ethnicities in it, but it's still one family. We have Greek ethnicities, Italian ethnicity, African ethnicities, black ethnicities. All kind of different ethnicities exist within this family called the human race, which we just have to be very early prognators of. We just happen to be very, very early prognators of. Okay? So let me tell you why Turkey don't like me. Because I am more highly ranked than Turkey is, by far. Turkey is not, even though they put them on TV. And let's do something else. Let's stop paying attention to the television set. Let's stop paying attention to the news articles that they write. You cannot believe what you hear about wealth on TV because those are the people that are writing it. You cannot believe what you see on TV because they're giving that to you to convince you that certain centers of power are really what's responsible for what's going on, when we all really know that underneath it all, that that's not the case. Now I'm going to tell you one more thing, and you guys can like it, you can lump it. Does anybody remember when I was giving away gold coins on the channel? When I took out some gold coins and I said that I was going to give away gold coins? If y'all remember that, please put a 1 in the chat if you remember me giving away those gold coins. When I said I was going to give away gold coins, I showed you these gold coins. You guys should remember that. What I said after I bought those gold coins was that everybody should go buy gold. Matter of fact, I sent a note to Shakur Stevenson and I said, Shakur, if you can go get gold, go get gold. The price, he said, how can we forget? Do you know what the price of gold was when I did that? The price of gold was around $2,000 an ounce when I said go get gold. It jumped to $4,000 an ounce. $4,000 an ounce. It went from $2,000 to $4,000. If Shakur Stevenson listened to me when I told him, go get as much gold as you can get it at a great price, he would have doubled his money and never had to fight again if he would have listened to me. But I told you all to go get gold, and then the price doubled. Now, I know you guys love coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. I used to live across from the Federal Reserve, bro. The Federal Reserve invited me in to a speech with the chairman, and I sat at the table with the chairman of the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve chairman asked me what I thought about the economy. So please listen to me what I'm telling you today, and I'm going to get off this live stream because I'm just delivering a message. Bro, you guys need to get away from these guys. You need to get away from these guys. These guys are con men. These guys do not have the financial backing they say they do. But if they can trick you into signing up with them and following them, then you're going to be the loser, and they're still going to be the loser. But you're going to go down in the sink. You're going to sink with the ship just like they are. And I've been delivering this message for an hour and a half today. I don't think that I was very mean, and I think I've been very direct. It's the time for fantasy is over. American fighters need to sign with Top Rank, or they need to sign with the PBC. And this is my advice. Okay? This is my advice. If you're an American fighter, you better get with a PBC or a PBC promoter, or get with Top Rank and Bob Arum. One or the other of those. You guys need to get away. And this is my personal opinion. You need to get away from DAZN. You need to get away from Turki Alashik, because that ship is not going to sail. And you can go down with the ship if you want to go down with the ship. But that's just my personal opinion. And it's not any advice to any particular person about any particular contractual relationship that they already have. If you already have a relationship with Turki Alashik, you should adhere to the terms of the agreement with Turki Alashik and see it out. If you've already signed with Matchroom, then you should fulfill your contract to Matchroom and you should see it play out. But don't let these people, if you're a free agent and you got any opportunity to get with Top Rank or to get with the PBC or a PBC related promoter, Luda Bella, Luda Bella, I'll say Luda Bella, an American promoter that has the ability to take you to any network, I would do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. That's my personal opinion. Because, dog, I'm telling you what I'm doing. And you guys can believe me, not believe me. You can think I'm wrong. You can believe Chump side. You know what I'm saying? Believe him, even though he's probably lied to you 1,000 times. Believe Eddie Hearn, even though Eddie Hearn has lied to you 1,000 times. Go ahead, even though I tell you what's going to happen and it happens. I got you. Give me 1 second, come on. Even though I tell you what's going to happen and it happens, don't believe me. Don't believe me. Listen to the people that pay people to call me a liar. Right? Greg Hackett and several other people have already said that people keep telling him not to go by Fanon's channel. Let me tell you something, bro. There's nothing anybody can do to you for coming to my channel. Nothing. I don't care how big and tough they think they are. I don't care if it's a dude that got 50 bodies. Let me tell you, I mean this. If a guy that had, this guy has 50 bodies, and he walks up to you and says, you better not come around Fanon. This dude could have 50 bodies. What you should tell him is this. Fuck off, dog. I don't care what you got to say. You can't do nothing. Just tell him that. Because you know what he's going to do? He's going to turn around and he's going to walk off. Tell him I already know Fanon and I'm going to call Fanon about you. He will turn around and he will walk out that room. I promise you. The next guy to bully you up about me, just say, I don't think you're telling the truth. I don't think you can do anything. If I'm cool with Fanon, I'm cool with Fanon. So what am I worried about you for? If you tell them that, they'll leave you alone, bro. Trust me. The only thing you're going to get out of them is a bunch of threats and a bunch of yap. After that, that's all you'll get. I don't care if it's Victor Conte himself. Let me tell you, I don't care if it's the king of the New York mob. Whoever the king of the New York mob is. If the king of the New York mob says, don't talk to Fanon, you can tell that guy, say, I'm sorry. I'm talking to Fanon and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And guess what that guy's going to do? He's going to shut up and turn around. Same thing for Dana White. Same thing for all of them. They're going to turn around and leave me. You know why? Because I've proved that I'm sufficiently crazy. Let me tell you. Because they know that I am sufficiently crazy enough to carry out my promises. Now that they know that I'm significantly crazy enough to carry it out. See, because they knew I could do it. They just thought that I wouldn't do it because I'm a nice guy. Listen, they used to think I wouldn't do it because I'm such a nice guy. They don't think I'm such a nice guy anymore. And they know I'm more than willing to do it. And I'm actually looking forward to doing it. And it's my people that are keeping me from doing it in a much more aggressive fashion. Okay? So the more you bug my people, the less patience my people have for you. And the less patience my people have for you, the more we're going to strike out at you. Because they do stand between me often in what I want to do. Right? And they'll say, no, Martin really does. That's too serious. Let's not do that. The more you guys irritate me and the more times you press, the less likely they are to pull the dogs back. And if they don't pull the dogs back on you, I'm the worst person there is in the world. And I want to tell you this, and I'm only saying this again. I know I'm not getting any super chats for this. I know I'm not getting any support for this. Turki Alashik is terrible for boxing. He doesn't want anything good for boxing. He just wants to tear down what I love. That's what I think. I think that the only reason these guys are in here to tear up American boxing is because all of the little minor mafia people, all the little minor thugs got pushed out. And then this tough guy thinks he's going to come in here and now it's going to be easy money for him. I've been whooping the shit out of Turki Alashik like he stole something. I've been whooping Bill Haney like he stole something. I've been whooping these dudes like they stole something. I whooped them worse in debates in the streets than I whooped them in debates. And the time is ending for them. That's why they have to come at me directly. And they can stop acting like I don't exist. It's funny. Here's the link, bro. I think, hey, there you go, Kamal. Oh, you guys are, by the way, you guys are doing a lot less shit talking in the comment section too. It's almost like you guys learned to shut up. It's almost like you guys learned to shut up. Like you're not bouncing your lips no more. Oh, by the way, while I wait for Kamal to come on, and I'm having fun in this, all you dudes in New York, you know what I'm saying? All y'all, you know now, don't you? Dude, New York is nothing to me, bro. It's nothing to me. You guys are nothing to me. Nothing to me. Hold on one second, Kamal. I mean it. All you tough guys in New Jersey, you're nothing to me. All you tough guys in New York, let me say this. All you wise guys in New Jersey, you're nothing to me. All you wise guys in New York, you're nothing to me. You're nothing to me. I will breeze over you niggas like wind over leaf. You guys will blow away like leaves in the wind. Okay? So you check yourselves before you wreck yourselves with me. What up, Kamal?
What up, Fanon? Can I get my guy Chris Rossi, guy in the chat? Aussie.
Got him. Already
Yeah.
done. I'm gonna get him.
Haters are
Chris
out here.
Lynch. Yes, sir. Because you gotta. Why you out here fighting with this dude, man? What's all the fight about? Damn.
Hunter Young's been bitter since I called him out, and so he was going at Chris Rossi because Chris Rossi and I were we're having a good chat or whatever. But hey, I think the central premise with Turkey is this, man. And I know you and I disagree. I still contend that Mohammed bin Salman is the most powerful man in the world, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. The thing with Saudi Arabia is Mohammed bin Salman didn't get to where he was, not being the firstborn, but being the successor to the king of Saudi Arabia by being dumb. And he's a very intelligent man. How long is he going to fund Turkey losing money, large amounts of money, in his business ventures in American boxing? I don't think it's going to be very long because I don't see what the end goal is. The Saudis, their other investments in soccer, and I think they own the LPGA. They did the the other golf league, and I think they merged with the PGA Tour. So they own that. They have a huge stake in the UFC, and they basically own WWE now. All those other ventures are profitable, Fanon. And I just think in a time where they're trying to transform their economy because they realize that the oil market, they're building green cities and stuff like this. I just don't see that the Crown Prince is going to keep on continuing to let um, Turkey lose an abundant amount of money that he is doing with no apparent payoff. I just think the end goal is going to be in sight to where if you look at Turkey, compare him with the courts and the royal systems of the past, he would just be a court official. He would not be someone who was really high up in the court. If you compare him with the British royal courts and all those other royal courts, when you think of the traditional, King Louis and all of France, all that, I just don't see of Mohammed bin Salman being where he is, doing what he's doing, letting Turkey lose all this amounts of monies. I mean, what do you say? I think it's time's coming.
Yeah. Oh, Phoenix Assassins. Oh, no, sorry. Phenomenal Show said the PGA and LIV didn't merge. PGA turned them down. The PGA,
Okay.
yeah, they're doing this they got a whole new rules committee though, where they're gonna like totally reinvent competition in the PGA. So it's going to be interesting, man. Those dudes, bro. Shut
Tiger
the.
Woods is the chairman of that PGA
Yep.
rules committee. They just named him the chairman. I didn't know that. I thought they had merged. So okay, good on them. They didn't merge. But yeah, what do you think, man? I mean, it's just beyond what you're talking about on the so-called the American domestic scene. You've got a lot more expertise in all that, bro. You're well connected. And I keep telling people, man, the really rich people, they're not they can make moves. The really powerful people can make moves on both sides of the political aisle. Like everybody was angry with Elon Musk for working with Trump, but where was Elon Musk a couple months ago? He was holding a news conference with Gavin Newsom, who's positioning himself to run in 2028 as the president. The really powerful people, bro, they're not really overly partisan. They do well with both sides. It's like Goldman Sachs, man. It's not like Republican or Democrat. So that's why I say you're part of that. But what do you think about my contention? You know more about the domestic scene and the FBI and the DOJ and all that. But what do you think about my contention that Mohammed bin Salman being where he is, kind of being the next in line to be the king of Saudi Arabia, not being the firstborn, where that's very important in these royal families, that he's a very smart man. The Saudis are transitioning to green cities. They know that oil is not going to last forever, that he's not going to continue to fund a loss of all this money that Turkey's doing. I mean, what do you think about to me, that's
Well, my thing is
common
this.
sense.
Okay, so there's a scene. There's a scene in the Game of Thrones that I think is like defines like a little bit of the debate we're having. There was Cersei and Peter Littlefinger. If you ever saw the show, well, basically there was the Queen, and there was a guy that was like, I think that he's like they called him like the Whisperer or whatever. But basically what he is he was he was and head of finance. He was head of finance, but he also had a lot of whisperers. So he was somebody that always knew what was going on over the place. He had the ear of the Queen, and he had control over the money. So he had a lot of power, right? So he was talking to the Queen, and he said to the Queen that try to define power. He said, knowing your enemy's secrets and working is the definition of power. And what she said was, oh, really? And she said, clapped her hands. The guards came by, and he said, kill him. She said, kill him. The guards took their swords off and were about to kill him. And she said, stop. Oh, I'm sorry. I changed my mind. And then she told him, power is power. That's what she said. Power is power. So I think that Mohammed bin Salman, from what I can see, is situated to be very, very influential with very, very powerful people, which makes him powerful because of the strength of his friends. But if he loses those friends, that's his ass. There are people that are powerful without their friends, that if you lose the friendship of certain people, you're fucked. So I just think it really kind of depends, because obviously he's a very intelligent person and he's a very well situated person. But I don't know if I would define that as power as much as I would say that that is influence. Influence is a type of power. But if I can say, just say, for example, I can say, I'm sick of Kasim. What's that dude's name? I'm sick of Cory Booker. If I can tell Cory Booker, who's a U.S. Senator, I'm sick of him, and he has to worry about that, that's power. You know what I mean? That's not influence. What he has is influence. What I have is power. I can get you up out of here. I'm not saying I literally can. I'm just saying if I'm the type of person that can put you up out of here, if I'm the type of person that if you don't have me, you don't have anything, then I'm the power behind the influence. So I don't know whether or not he is the most powerful person or not. I would suspect that is probably somewhere between Donald Trump, Putin, Xi. I just don't think that Saudi Arabia has the global ground boots on the ground group boots on the ground power that these other people do. You know what I mean? So I see what you're saying. I think he's probably the most influential person in the world because he has oil, which is a huge thing to everywhere in the world. They got the second largest I think they have the second largest oil reserves in the world. So obviously they're very well situated to influence the politics in a very important area around the Mediterranean Sea. So that's just kind of how I get it. I would separate it. I would say he seems to be the most influential or extremely influential. But I don't know if Mohammed bin Salman can't come to the United States and do anything with me. That's why I question it, because I don't think he can come to the United States and do anything to me. So I wonder how powerful you ultimately are if you can't go to the United States and really influence power and things that are happening in the United States. But I can't go to Saudi Arabia and do anything to him. I mean, it's a complicated.
You're right. I agree with you. He's probably more influential. I would say Xi is much more powerful than Putin. Putin's economy, especially ever since he invaded Ukraine, has really gone down. He can only travel to certain places. Xi has concentration camps set up for the Muslims in Western China, and Europeans kiss his feet. So Xi is probably is 1,000 times more powerful than Putin. So yeah, I would agree with you on the power versus influence. But my point more so being, what do you think? I mean, like you said, he's very astute, very intelligent. I mean, someone like him didn't get to where he is being stupid. So how? I think that my question to you is, how long do you think he looks at Turkey losing money, tens of millions? He looks at Turkey allegedly overplaying his hand with Netflix, getting laughed out of the meeting by allegedly insulting a woman in the meeting, and then going from getting a deal where Netflix was potentially going to pay him money, which they never really were, because Netflix wanted the Jake Paul Canelo fight because that would have made them a lot of money. So they were pissed that they were one of the prime people who were pissed that he inserted himself the way he did and was arrogant about it, and then tried to sell them on buying Crawford and Canelo, which is going to lose money. But I'm just saying, what do you think someone like that, Mohammed bin Salman, what do you think, he's
if I was Mohammed bin Salman,
yeah,
just depends on what Turkey did for him. Like if Turkey really did something for him and Turkey really got something on him and he don't feel like just getting rid of Turkey, then it's going to take a little bit of time before his own personal allegiance to him skips over. I think it's going to become to the point when Turkey Alashik starts embarrassing Saudi Arabia. When he starts being considered an embarrassment to Mohammed bin Salman, then Mohammed bin Salman is going to have to do something. So if, say, Turkey Alashik is out here making very, very powerful enemies in the United States and they start really causing trouble over stuff, that's when Mohammed bin Salman is going to have to back up. Because if, just say, for example, if somebody like Joe Schmo can really press up on Trump, I mean, really press up on him, can really press up on what's that jackass's name in New York in the CDC? What's that jackass's name?
Dr. Fauci retired.
No. CBC, Congressional Black Caucus. What's that dude's name?
Hakeem Jeffries?
Yeah, Hakeem Jeffries. Dog, if it was me, man, somebody take something to that nigga, it's going to shut those dudes down. Like, that's what he's got to worry about. He got to worry about somebody getting with Hakeem Jeffries, somebody getting with Cory Booker, somebody that is really going to be able to press up with some very important Republicans that he's pissing off. And then they start pressing on him. I'm telling you, that shit will come up in a meeting in between the next time Donald Trump shows up and talks to Mohammed bin Salman. That shit's going to be on the radar. If you press that nigga enough, and it's just a matter of pressing Trump. Like, if I was going to get at Mohammed bin Salman, I would start by pressing Trump. Bad. Or I would take some things off of his plate. One or the other, either it's a carrot or a stick that somebody's going to do with Trump. You're either going to have the entire Epstein files pop up on you, or we're going to get people to leave that Epstein file shit alone. Or there's going to be more shit that comes out about you that we know about, that we got tapes on. So exactly how much are you going to let this guy piss me off before I start making trouble for Donald Trump? That's when that influence starts going away. Because if I can play with Democratic donors, like really big level donors, and I start taking their money away from them, like if I can start fucking with Jeff Bezos and start fucking with Jeff Bezos's the ownership that he has in that company, if these people start buying up your company, Dude, these people are going to start feeling pressured. And they're going to go to Trump and be like, you got to get this Turkey guy out of here. Because guess what? We're making a ton of money in boxing. Like right now, I make money in boxing. So this nigga's fucking up boxing for me. He fucking my money up. And it may not only be a little bit of money compared to what that shit is, but it's more than enough for me to be pissed off about and for me to start going at niggas that are politicians. And you don't want me going after, you do not want the Chicago mob going after politicians. I'm telling you, you don't. You don't want them going. You don't want the Greeks going after politicians. You don't want the Chinese going after politicians. Because, dude, that's how you do it. I call somebody in Chinatown, somebody I'm cool with, and I'll be like, that's da 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 da. All of a sudden, they'll be like, okay, I need a favor. Boom. They start pressing. So, like, I'm telling you, man, there's all kind of ways from a local, because all politics, this is a real good, the rule. All politics are local. All of them. It's kind of like the microcosm and the macrocosm. If you on a microscopic level can put a disease into the body, it's going to kill the whole body. If you can put a disease in somebody on a local level, you can shut their whole body down. If I want to shut down Donald Trump from doing tariffs, I can find a local judge in Illinois to declare that his tariffs are unconstitutional. And then he's going to have to go in and out of court to get anything he wants to get passed, because I can shut that shit down at a local level. Something people don't understand about politics. If I want to, that's why Israel, respect to Israel, is so ingrained with local politics in the United States, and why they go out of their way to deal specifically with black congressmen. Because the black congressmen are the ones that represent the black people, and which is the basis of the Democratic Party. So they pile all kind of money on black politicians. But guess what? If I dump my money into the same elections that they dump their money in, my guy's going to win because I got more money than they do. I've got way more money in political donations and political network than they do. And we can give it straight at the ground level. If we want to raise, just like the Nation of Islam proved it. When they went to and did the Million Man March. One thing people forgot about that Million Man March, and which is what shut everybody up about they stopped talking crazy about Farrakhan, because when they brought those million people that they said was like 500,000, he raised well over $5 million just asking people for cash out of their pockets. That showed the influence of the Nation of Islam and the ability to combine black people to fundraise for one purpose. So if all politics being local, you got to worry about the fact that anybody in the United States, any of these congressmen, the 365 that they have or whatever, the 100 senators, that any one of those 450 people can shut down and cause problems for anything that the executive branch wants to do. So we who fund a lot of these heritage foundations and these other foundations that have worked with these people, and I'm telling you, my family are a bunch of racists. Just so you guys know, when I'm telling you about the family, I'm talking about racist white people. I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about racist, wealthy, European white people. That's the family I'm talking about. So don't visualize when I'm saying these people, some black man. No, I'm talking about really, really rich white people who immigrated from Europe into the United States a very long time ago and have tons of money. That's our family. If we don't support you, that's your ass. Okay? And they all know that they have to. Dude, the Koch brothers, bro, the Koch brothers. How powerful are the Koch brothers? Like, in the grand scheme of politics in the world, the Koch brothers are incredibly powerful. Out of where? Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas. Nobody would think that people with political influence in Wichita, Kansas could affect the whole global economy. It's just some little ass town. But if you are the most influential person in Wichita, Kansas, that means you're down with the Koch brothers. If you have interest with the Koch brothers, then the Koch brothers can shut down damn near anything going on in the Republican Party. And then that includes things going on overseas. So the principle that all politics is local tells you that the most powerful people are people that control local areas. The people that run Chicago are huge. The families that run New York are huge. The ones that run LA are huge internationally because they control very important cities, which are local, which so like Mexico City, Hong Kong, London, people that run London, just the fact that just the simple fact that they have enough influence to affect what's going on in London means that they have global reach. That's just how politics work. So that's my explanation of it.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna say one thing, and I'm gonna transition away from politics. I think that your talk about Israel is a bit overstated. I think a
What is
lot of the
that?
CBC, I think a lot of the CBC Congressional Black Caucus, unfortunately, I think they're more interested, and you people see clowns like Brandon Johnson, the
I
mayor of
know them. I'm
Chicago.
not wrong. I know them personally. I'm not wrong.
No, I'm
I
not
went
saying
to
you're
Howard.
wrong.
Let me tell you about it.
Okay.
Let me clear about what I'm saying.
Okay.
I went to Howard Law School. I went to all black schools. I was courted by the Congressional Black Caucus to work for the Congressional Black Caucus. Jesse Jackson wanted me to work for him. I told my brother, I'm not working for Jesse Jackson. I'll work for Barack, but I'm not working for Jesse because I know what Jesse's on. I'm not working. I know the Fords from Tennessee. I know they recruited me. Hakeem Jeffries and all these guys always recruit me to give them money. I know what moves them and what doesn't move them. Because I know them personally. No, Israel has a lot to do with the decisions that they're making. Believe it, because they get all kind of business kickbacks from those guys. Tons.
I'm not doubting that for now. I'm just saying that when you look at a lot of the contributions now, Qatar is really popular. What did they give? They gave Trump 400 million for that private jet. Saudi Arabia is really popular. There's a lot of moving pieces.
Bro,
Azerbaijan
let me
too.
tell you the most important people to the Democratic Party is the Congressional Black Caucus, bar none. It's the Congressional Black Caucus. The most powerful caucus is the Congressional Black Caucus.
I agree.
For the Democrats. I cannot possibly see anybody that is selling out more to them than the Congressional Black Caucus, or that the Congressional Black Caucus is more interested in. Because even when they're getting money from Qatar and overseas and all of that stuff, it's still being set up by the same people because they know full well that they can't give their own money. And those people are all over the world. They are not just in Israel. They're in Canada. They're in Brazil. They're in London. They're all over the place. And they operate as a unit. So you don't even know if it comes from a country that it's not coming from them because they are really a organization or a group of people that are global. They have a center in Israel, but their influence is in the top halls of every country that is not even in the countries I suspect where they are quote unquote enemies with them. I'm telling you, I've seen how these people operate. They come at it from every single solitary angle. You can't trust that just because it came from a Chinese guy that it didn't really get diverted from somebody's trust fund related to Israel. And I've experienced it myself. Seriously.
Okay. I'm not taking away your point. I'm just saying, as someone my grandfather was originally from Turkey, I've seen the stuff with Azerbaijan now with their influence. Before, the Armenian lobby was so popular in America that we couldn't have some of the things that we've had in the Caucasus. So I'm just saying that a lot of it is now more disparate. It's not as condensed in one country. And again, that goes to the influence of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman,
Right.
Qatar, and it also goes to the power again of Azerbaijan as well. There are a lot of countries. Those are the primary, I would say, the primary 4 to 5 countries. And
you think that our what is it? What do you call them? Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
That Azerbaijan citizens in the United States have anywhere near the power that the Jewish lobby has in the United States with the backing of Israel? You think any of those guys have anywhere near the influence?
I'm saying that it's multi-tiered. I'm saying it's multi-tiered is what I'm saying.
It's nowhere near the influence, bro. Nowhere near the influence, bro. The Congressional Black Caucus, almost all of them signed pledges to support Israel. They had in Florida, they literally were having laws passed where in order to get certain funding, you had to say that you would not support divestment from Israel. There's not
the BDS movement. Yeah.
There's not a country in the world that has that set up in the United States, man. No way. There's no country in the United States where the United States is more as dedicated to them as they are to their own country, and sometimes even more so.
Well, we'll talk offline about that because I got some stuff to share with you. I don't want to bore
That's fair.
because there's a lot of stuff I got. Being somebody whose grandfather was from Turkey, and I have some relatives who
I
were
don't doubt
high ranking in the Turkish military.
I
So
don't doubt it. They did it like Saudi Arabia had a lot of influence in the United States in the 1970s, tons. Every gas station that was getting opened around was an Arabic gas station. That's not on accident. They were doing business with the United States. The United States was getting good prices in their oil. And in exchange for that, they allowed them to set up distribution networks all throughout the country in exchange.
Yeah.
That was the 1970s. I'm not saying that they don't do that. Same thing with the Chinese. Chinese invest a lot of money in the United States, and they are able to get loans and banks and set up in areas to do business in black neighborhoods where the same loans wouldn't be given to black people. There's been a lot. Italians did the same thing. Italians were allowed to get access to invest capital into black neighborhoods when black people were not given the money to do that. So
the Chinese also sold. They also sell subpar products their products by and large are made in sweatshops and are subpar. But what they sell in black neighborhoods is subpar to what they sell in
what they do is this. This is what the Italians do. I mean, I know them. Is this what they do? They go to Costco. They set up a place. They go to Costco. They buy everything out of Costco. They dump it in the store and they sell it at like 30%, 40% markups. They're not doing anything but going to Costco. They get a business pass to Costco, snatch up the food, put it in there. That's what they're doing. Yeah. They're going to Costco. And because they got the business tax write-offs to open up businesses in the city, they can charge lower prices. And then they take the money and they pay it to their family. And then they take that money in their family and they send it back to China. They transition the money from dollars to yen. The money goes way up and they ship it out. They've been using the money pump in black neighborhoods, shit, ever since integration. Since they put the black businesses out of business and they got it, now it's all poor people. They give it two ways. They get the raw material from them and then they allow them to have access to sell the finished products in black neighborhoods. And Jewish people do that stuff. Hey, they've all done that stuff in black neighborhoods. I asked my mother, like, what do you see is the reason why the connection between the Democratic National Party and Israel? And my mother was like, it's very simple. They were the only ones to lend us money. That's why we did business with them, because the white people wouldn't lend us any money. They lend us money. So now you have a lot of these people in churches that are seriously in debt to them. So it's not only like we're in situations where these people are just deciding to sell out. No, they're in situations where they have to sell out because they're in debt.
Well, it's also, you have to remember during the civil rights movement, a lot of the Jews helped. Remember Mississippi where those Jewish, those 10 Jewish kids were murdered by the Klan and the local police? A lot of them stood with us. But let me transition to boxing.
Let me not transition on that because I went to HBCUs and I know what the history of that is. There's a guy named Rosenwald. He was a millionaire guy named Rosenwald. I can't remember his last name. What he did was he specifically went around the South for years and years and years and invested in black schools and in the teaching and the curriculums of black schools throughout the South. That's why when you go to these HBCUs, almost all of them have a Rosenwald Hall, or they got some type of thing up there with Rosenwald, because they started the miseducation of blacks in black colleges in order to support.
But now you would unmute.
Yeah, what I'm saying, they want people to support what they wanted to support. They had been investing heavily in the black community from the 1870s.
Well, you have to remember these racist.
No, seriously, I'm gonna tell you the history because I know.
Well, I want to point this. I'm listening. These racist. Okay, go ahead.
The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People,
NAACP, yep,
did not have a black head of that shit for like 60, 70 years. 60, 70 years, they did not have a black head of that. The closest they had was a president of it in the 1940s. I forget what his name was. My mother loved him, but even he looked like a white man. Looked just like a white man, but he was black. But everybody that ran the NAACP and made the decisions for the NAACP, they're Jewish. That's a Jewish organization, and it's the same thing as Black Lives Matter. They had the same thing. They serve it as a prop for what they want to do when they use black people that have been who have been indoctrinated by them in their schools, in their law firms, in their education. There's no reason for black people to believe that the stock market and rampant speculation on stocks is our future. That's only one group of people that lead us to believe. And look at what they train us to do out of those schools. They train us to go to work for financial institutions or go into the law or go into some area that is going to promote the status quo, a status quo that they're very much behind developing. I went to New York City. I went to LA to the movie Hall of Fame, and they went through how Mayer and these guys developed an idea for America that didn't even exist, that was radically different from what was going on in the real world. And they were the main people putting forth many of the stereotypes that black people are pissed about to this day, came from them, because they were trying to sell an idea of America that didn't exist. Dude, there's no comparison between those guys. And this is an area that I know about. And I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm not saying that they're bad people or any of that. But the amount of influence that they have in Black America is second to none. And Black Americans' influence in the United States is only second to white people.
I'll defer to you on that, man. You know, your source of wisdom. I will just say though that a lot of the politicians in our country now, on both sides, but especially you mentioned the DNC a lot. If you look at the immigration debate, what are we seeing now? Where states and localities, and I'm from originally from California, where the open borders people opened up California and ruined it. That's why you see a lot of Californians have moved out of there, and so a lot of the people in the cities now are saying, no, we don't want ICE helping. We want to have a localized immigration system. We want to have a statewide immigration system. Been in countless countries for now. Well, not countless. I've only been to 13, but lived in about 3 or 4. There's no other country in the world where you have a federal system for immigration or a national immigration system, and then the cities and the states do their own thing. So the politicians, both on both sides of the aisle, are also in the pockets, are also of the illegal immigrant lobby. Did want to transition to boxing on this, though, Fanon. Get your thoughts. I sent you the article on the WBO investigating Usyk for his dance because fast forward to Usyk and Parker. Usyk asked for a lull in negotiations because he said he's injured after the Dubois fight. But apparently he released a video of him dancing, and Joseph Parker's team and his promoter are pretty pissed off about that. They're saying, if you're dancing in this video, how are you injured? And so I sent you the article on that. You can see it in your inbox. Want to get your thoughts on that. And then the second thing is tomorrow is the purse bid. This is the big thing. Tomorrow's the purse bid between Subriel Matias and that's Dalton Smith guy. I'm thinking, man, maybe PBC, Jake, and Tank on that undercard of Louis DeCubas. I think Louis DeCubas is still somewhat influential with Matias. If maybe they can make a bid on that purse bid and make sure that fight doesn't go to Sheffield, it doesn't go to Saudi Arabia, and maybe it goes to on the Jake and Tank undercard. Maybe that's a fight that would be great. Put Gary Antoine Russell's fight against Aoki, his Japanese mandatory. Those are 2 action-packed fights that PBC could do with the influx of cash from Netflix. Want to get your thoughts on those 2 issues, and I'll listen. Thanks for the time.
Yes, sir. My payment on the purse bid is, why didn't Turkey just pay a ton of money for it? Seriously, I want to know why Turkey. The thing that I want to know is, why isn't he paying a lot of money for it? Why is this going to purse bid? Why is this fight for Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith going to purse bid? If Turkey Alashik has all the money in the world, unlimited funds, like Claymore Stain said, then they should be able to pay for this fight. You're seeing several purse bids out of Eddie Hearn. Several purse bids. And you're also seeing several times when Eddie has to put out lowball offers for fights. This, to me, is another sign that Turkey Alashik is going to have to pull back. Let me see. That's my take on it. If people delved into everything about MLK, the small hats were behind all that. That's why he said he lead his people into a burning house. Look, man, I'm not gonna say anything insulting about those guys because I've never met one of them that I didn't like. They're decent enough people. But let's not be fooled, okay? There's nobody in Azerbaijan or anybody outside the United States with as much influence as those guys have in the United States. We can't even say anything about them, bro. You can't even say the name of their country without getting demonetized. There is real consequences that black people know or believe will take place if you do anything against those people. We have been educated in our churches. These people tried to brainwash me as a child to convince me that those are the chosen people of the world. And that if I disagree with them, terrible things are going to happen to me because I disagree with them. If you can find any other group of people where black people are taught to think that way about them, let me know. Let me do this again. If you go to a black Baptist church, you are taught in your church that they, not you, are the chosen people. So you are not a chosen people. They are the chosen people. You are not a chosen people. They are the chosen people. That's the first thing that one of the first things that you are taught as a Christian in a black church, that you are second to the chosen people. Now, if you can tell me any other religion that anybody else that is one of the primary tenets of their religion have to believe that they're second-class citizens to them, let me know. Let me know. Seriously, I want to know. When I was in church, I used to get my hair cut, and my barber told me, don't you ever say anything bad about them because they're God's chosen people. If that is not the most brainwashed shit you've ever heard, and black people have been taught that for about 100 years, but somehow y'all ain't getting something's wrong with that. Anyway, I know y'all scared of them. It's insane how much they have been pulling strings. If our people even read the civil rights, they would know we were being, of course, it's the same thing they did. That's the same thing they did with BLK, with Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is not anything about us. It's using our struggle to help demonstrate the necessity to help other people. That's not true. It is absolutely true that that's what you're taught in church, Kirk Jones. That is absolutely true that you're taught that in church. I was taught that as a child. It makes no sense, seeing as the way that Jesus was treated. It makes no sense, but since Jesus, see, it's chosen people because that's what Jesus is. Even though I doubt very much that Jesus was that. They just said Jesus was that. Jesus probably was not that. Jesus was probably not that at all. But yet, you know what he was most likely? Oh, Kirk. Oh, thank you, Kirk Jones. No, I do agree with you. More than likely, Jesus is Egyptian. Yeah, I see that, man. Come on. You. Never mind. What the fuck? Hold on one second. Damn it. Hold on one second. What did I pay for this for? $24. Oh, okay. I purchased it. Cool. All right, cool. All right, I got what I needed. Thank you again for that gong for my brother. Yes, sir. Yeah, Jesus loves us all. We've used our massive influence, all their games. We are the chosen people. Look, I'm the people. Let me tell you who I choose. I choose black people. That's who I choose. I choose my people. And I didn't mean to insult anybody. And I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream today. I've had a lot of fun doing it, but I'm gonna bounce up out of here. Man, thank y'all to everybody. Let me say everybody that said thank the support of the chat. Kamal said, I just posted 2 links to the stories in the chat. Let me tell you what I think about that. I'm sorry. About Alexander Usyk being injured, that's silly because just because you're dancing don't mean you're not injured. He's not fighting. He's just moving his hands like this. You can be injured and still fucking move your hands at a party. You know what I mean? Anyway, man. But look, man, much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And with that, I'll get up out of here, man. Deuces. Hey, and Greg Hackett, thank you, brother, for not selling me short, bro. I appreciate you, Greg. That ain't easy, man. I know people be trying to tell y'all not to come around me. And that's, with that amount, deuces. For now, there are so, oh, I'm sorry, Mac. Let me tell you something, Mac X. I don't care about the Bible. Let me tell you something right now. I do not care about the Bible. And I don't mean that in any disrespectful way. I know that there's a lot of wisdom in the Bible. And I know that there's a lot of really good information in the Bible. And there's a lot of things that I've learned through the Bible. Then it is a magical, great book. But I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I get tired of people throwing the Bible in me. Everybody on the earth right now are the people on the earth right now. If we cannot figure out how to interact with each other without looking at a book, then we've got problems. Because if you have to look at a book to understand reality, you will never truly understand reality because they can never really express reality in the form of a book. It will never work. We've got to learn through life ourselves, man. After you've read the book and you've got the gems out of the book, sit the book down and then try to learn. That's me. I'll try, man, but I don't know. All right, but anyway, let me get up out of here, man. Injury said injury, not invalid. You know what I'm saying? He said injured, not invalid. Like, bro, I got a torn shoulder. This didn't hurt my shoulder. I got a hurt shoulder. I got a knee that's swole up. I'm not fighting. When Turkey cries out to Fanon, he will not hear him. I'm just telling you, bro. Like, look, bro, I don't know. I don't live my life on TV, bro. I don't live my life on TV. So I don't know whether or not this shit is what they really say it is. But I know this, Coach Malachi. You are a real soft dude to be calling me all those names. All that time that you did it, you little dude. I'm going to end this on this. I'm going to end it where I started. You guys talk so bad about me, Malachi. You talk so bad about me every single fucking day. You talk bad as shit about me. I say one thing about you and you cry like a baby. You can dish it out, but you can't take it. Just like the little nigga you are. You know what I mean? That's why God made you short. God made you short because that's what you are mentally. You're short. You're not of tall stature. You're somebody that can dish it out, but can't take it. As soon as I hit you where it hurt, you start crying. You had to say the same thing to me about 1,000 times before it even bugged me, bro. You said it every day. Kept sending people by my chat to call me that name over and over and over again. Bro, all I did was delete the comment, kept it moving. You didn't bug me or nothing. But you said it a couple thousand times. And then I said, you know what? Right about now, I can do whatever I want to do to dudes. So let me tell this dude what you better keep that out your mouth. And once I told you to keep that name out your mouth, all of a sudden you get all nervous and scary and you want to call your friends and you want to, how can we help? He's going to get me. Fanon's going to get me. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get the video taken down. That looks like it was hate speech. We'll get it taken down. Don't worry. Please, Fanon's coming to get me. Come on, Steve Kim. Can you help me, Steve Kim? Kim, don't, hey, dog. Hey, Najee. Don't stay on that side, bro. Don't stay on that side, bro. Don't stay on that side. Anyway, deuces. He said, I got 1,800 pages of power in my hands. Look, I'm not disrespecting the Bible. Don't get me wrong. Read it cover to cover. Do all that. There's a lot of really great information in there. All I'm saying is that you got to live your life, bro. At a point in time that you hear it, you got to start living your life and living your life by what you think is right. Listen to that, a bunch of people's interpretations of the same book for 50 years. I don't see the benefit of that. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. Deuces.